$13 billion invested, and now Microsoft wants a way out, and nobody saw it coming. The company that essentially bankrolled OpenAI's rise to dominance is quietly shopping for a replacement, signaling one of the most dramatic behind-the-scenes pivots in the history of artificial intelligence. If the biggest backer of the world's most famous AI lab is hedging its bets, you have to ask, what do they know that we don't? Here's everything you need to know. To understand why this matters, you need to rewind to the partnership that defined the AI era. Microsoft poured $13 billion into OpenAI, integrating its models into Bing, Azure, Office, and virtually every corner of its product ecosystem. The two companies became so intertwined that it was hard to tell where one ended and the other began. That arrangement made Microsoft the envy of the tech world, and OpenAI the most powerful AI lab on the planet. But underneath that alliance, something was shifting. According to reporting from the Next Web, Microsoft has been quietly exploring alternatives to its OpenAI dependency. The strategy is not a clean break. It is a hedge. The company wants the option to not need OpenAI, and that is a very different thing from walking away. What triggered this search? The short answer is control, or more precisely, the lack of it. When you are spending $13 billion and your core products run on someone else's technology, you are exposed in ways that matter deeply to enterprise strategy. The first attempt to find an alternative reportedly centered on Cursor, the AI-powered coding assistant that has taken the developer world by storm. However, those talks fell apart, and the reason is telling. The conflict arose over GitHub Copilot. Microsoft already owns GitHub and its Copilot product, which competes directly in the AI coding space. Bringing Cursor into the fold created an irreconcilable overlap, and the deal collapsed under the weight of that internal competition. It is a rare case of Microsoft's own assets getting in the way of its ambitions. But Microsoft did not stop there. Talks are reportedly still alive with Inception, a Stanford-backed startup working on diffusion-based large language models. Diffusion LLMs represent a genuinely different architectural approach compared to the autoregressive transformers that power ChatGPT and most mainstream AI systems today. If Inception's technology proves competitive at scale, it could give Microsoft a fundamentally distinct AI engine, one it controls more directly, and one that does not carry the complications of its OpenAI relationship. The broader strategy behind these moves belongs to Mustafa Suleyman, Microsoft's AI chief and co-founder of DeepMind. Suleyman is not a passive executive. He is an AI builder with deep opinions about where the technology is going and how to get there. His fingerprints on this diversification push suggest it is not merely a financial hedge. It is a philosophical and technical repositioning. Microsoft under Suleyman appears to be asking a fundamental question. What does it look like to own your AI future rather than rent it? The implications extend far beyond Microsoft's balance sheet. If the most powerful enterprise AI partner in the world is quietly building off-ramps from OpenAI, it sends a signal to every company and every investor watching this space. It suggests that even the deepest partnerships in AI are not permanent, that vertical integration is the endgame everyone is racing toward, and that the current landscape of dependencies and alliances is more fragile than it appears. For OpenAI, the subtext of this story is uncomfortable. Losing Microsoft as a committed exclusive partner, even partially, would reshape its commercial foundation and its negotiating power with every other potential partner and investor. The company has enough momentum to absorb a shift, but the direction of travel matters enormously. Watch for two things in the months ahead. First, whether the Inception talks produce a concrete partnership or investment that Microsoft announces publicly. Second, whether Suleyman accelerates internal model development at Microsoft to reduce the dependency even further. The era of AI partnerships built on trust and handshakes is giving way to one built on leverage and optionality. Microsoft just made that reality impossible to ignore.